Okay, let me start with the first question. You just said you live in Ontario, in the rural part.
Yes.
I have two questions on that. What is rural life in Canada versus the rural life in Africa? For those who do not know, you are from East Africa originally, and particularly from Kenya. Can you describe the rural life of Canada, how it is?
Okay, I come from Kenya, and the largest section of my life in Kenya, I lived in Nairobi. So I'm going to compare Nairobi, which is known by almost everybody, to the rural part of Canada, or rural part of Ontario, where I live. And, first of all, Canada is a very big country.
Very big,
One province in Canada can swallow the whole of Kenya. Actually, Ontario province is bigger than the whole of Kenya. So saying that, you already know that the rural part that I live, as in if Nairobi was to come here, would be like one street of the rural part of Canada. So the fact that I live in the rural part of Canada, it is things that you will not see in Nairobi. Technology, lifestyle, schools for the kids, universities, hospitals. It is, I don't know, there's nothing like that in Nairobi.
So it's not,
it is in the rural part.
It is not a rural in Africa where you have to go 10 miles, 10 kilometers to get some water, no electricity.
Like
so okay, so that's
and for me to come from the rural part of Ontario to go now to the main town, which is Toronto, I can either use the road, which is around 4 hours by the bus, and I can also take a flight, which is around 35 minutes. And if I have to drive, I'm not a very fast driver, but I drive in at least 4 hours. I drive in 4 hours.
Okay. Yes. So I want to make sure that people understand when we talk about rural, because one of the misconceptions when people want to come to these countries, I want to go to live in Chicago, I want to live in exactly at Paris, but the outside of the town, life is so beautiful compared to the big town. Sometimes it's very complicated depending on your job and your lifestyle. So, and especially when you have a family. And another thing you mentioned that also you are living in Ontario. We know Canada, some people they do not know, they have provinces which they speak English and there are provinces which they speak French. Explain to people, what is that province language-wise? Is it French or English? And what are the people who can come to Canada? What is the likelihood of succeeding if they do not know French? How do they need to know which states or provinces should go?
Okay, first of all, Canada is a bilingual country. The two official languages are French and English. But we have a province that is called Quebec that only speaks French only. It's very rare to find somebody who is speaking English in Quebec. And for that matter, the government of Canada has allowed Quebec to manage its immigration on its own. So in all the programs that we'll be talking about, we are not going to mention Quebec a lot because Quebec is on its own, mainly because of the language.
Yes.
But because Canada government has also realized the advantages of French being a language in Canada, and as we all know that French is very important, even in the UN, it's one of the main languages for you to get employment in the UN. So it has started integrating French into all the other provinces, so that they have increased more programs for immigrants who speak French in other provinces, just to allow people to start getting used to the language. But that does not mean that somebody who doesn't, like me, I don't speak any sentence in French. Yes, but even though that is the case, my children are fluent in French. Why? It is because I chose to take them into French elementary school from nursery, which is the kindergarten. So in Canada, there are 3 types of school. You can take your child to a government school, you can take them to Catholic schools, and you can also take them to private schools. So in the private schools, you have to pay. For the Catholic and for the government schools, those ones you don't pay. However, in all those schools, they have got schools which are English, plain, full English. There are other schools which are French immersion. French immersion means those kids, they learn 50% French and 50% English. And there are also other schools that are 100% French. And that is where I decided to take my kids so that they can get the challenge, so that they can be fluent in this French. Because I noticed that when a kid is fluent in French, they stand very high chances for many opportunities. So the question was whether somebody who does not speak French can still immigrate. Yes, they can, because somebody like me, I'm an immigrant. I'm a skilled immigrant, and I suit very, very well, and many other Africans who are here.
Thank you so much.